Hi everyone, welcome to today's special video. Now, last week, as in last Saturday, which was the, oh god, what was it, the 9th of September? Yeah, the 9th. I posted a video about the current candidates for president for next year in 2024. For today, today's special video, I want to briefly go over all the current makeup of our federal government, as in a quick update, because I haven't done one of these in, I think, since May or something. I don't remember, but it's been a while, and it's high time I do one of these. So today, we're going to briefly go over every single branch of our federal government and give quick updates of anything that may have changed. And as far as I know of, only one small thing changed, and it actually happened yesterday on Friday the 15th. So we're going to briefly go over this real quick here. So we're going to start out with the legislative branch with Congress. We're going to start over with the Senate. The Senate hasn't really changed since January 23rd, but in terms of party makeup, we have 49 Republicans, 48 Democrats, 3 independents that clause along with the Democrats, so really it's 51 to 49, and no vacancies. The president of the Senate is obviously the vice president, which is Kamala Harris, who is, obviously a Democrat. President pro tempore, who is Senator Patty Murray of Washington, who is a Democrat. The majority leader is Chuck Schumer of New York, a Democrat. And minority leader is Mitch McConnell, Republican from Kentucky. Now, as stated before, there are no vacancies in the Senate, so we're going to jump over to the House, and this is where the main change of this video that I want to get into. As of yesterday, on the 15th of September, we have 221 Republicans, 212 Democrats, and 2 vacancies. We will go over the vacant seats in just a bit, but yeah. The House Speaker is Kevin McCarthy, who is a Republican from California's 20th District. The Majority Leader is Republican Steve Scalise of Louisiana's 1st. And Minority Leader is Democrat Hakeem Jeffries of New York's 8th District. So, as I already said, there are 2 vacancies, and we have one in Rhode Island, which is Rhode Island's 1st District. There is a special election scheduled for the 7th of November, which, if I recall correctly, is election day of this year, if I recall correctly. And then 2 weeks later, there's a special election for Utah's 2nd, which is where the new vacancy came from. That special election won't take place until the 21st of November. Why did I have to leave my door open for the cats to wander in? But, anyways. So yeah, that's the current makeup of Congress. Not much has changed other than we have 2 vacancies in the House and none in the Senate. So overall, of how many seats are out of all of Congress, out of 535 seats, we have 533 seats completely filled in terms of like senators and representatives. So now we go to the line of succession for presidency. Yeah. Now, I know that I have gone over this a lot over the years on this channel. At one point, I do want to go over, like, the evolution of our current line of succession at one point. But, we're going to have to save that for another video for near future. So, anyways, as always, we're going to start with the President of the United States and work all the way down to, you know, the next secretary or whatever. So, obviously, President of the United States is still Joe Biden. You know, took office January 20th of 2021. He's number 46. I almost said 48. God forbid. Anyways, Vice President is still Kamala Harris, Democrat. Obviously took office on the 20th of January of 2021. Speaker of the House of Representatives, that is Kevin McCarthy, who is Republican, obviously. Oh, Kamala Harris is number 49 of Vice Presidents. But Kevin McCarthy is Speaker number 64. He's a Republican. And after 15 ballots of the first 4 days of when our current Congress came into session, 4 days and 15 rounds, finally elected on the 7th of January of this year. So, yay. Which means that if Joe Biden and Kamala Harris somehow either resign, die, or is removed from office in any way, shape, or form, Kevin McCarthy is pretty much next in line for president. Even though in the actual succession, he's number 2. Number 3, we have the President Pro Tempore of the Senate, who is currently Democrat Patty Murray. She is number 126, and she is the first female President Pro Tempore of the Senate, so she made history. She took office on January 3rd of this year. Now, everyone else, except for one, except for 2, all took office back in 2021. So, yeah, just bear with me. So now this is where we go into all the cabinet members. Starting with the Secretary of State, we have number 71, Democrat Antony Blinken, who took office on January 26th. Next up, Secretary of the Treasury, we have Democrat Janet Yellen, number 78. She took office on the 25th of January of 21. Secretary of Defense, formerly known as Secretary of War. We have Lloyd Austin III, number 28. God, why do I have to make independence yellow? He took office the 22nd of January of 21. The Attorney General, who is pretty much the Secretary of Justice. We have Merrick Garland, who took over on the 10th of March of 21. Secretary of the Interior, we have Deb Haaland, number 54. She took over on the 15th of March of 21. Secretary of Agriculture, number 32, Tom Vlasic, a Democrat, took over on the 23rd of February of 21. Secretary of Commerce, we have number 40, Gina Raimondo, on the 2nd of March of 21. Secretary of Labor, well, here's the thing. We still have an acting Secretary of Labor, which means that this person was the Deputy Secretary of Labor, which means that after the Secretary of Labor, the Deputy Secretary of Labor is next in line. Yeah, going through all of that is, I'm surprised I didn't even go through about that during my cabinet series back in 2020. But anyways, I'll have to go through it at some point in the near future of each one, because they're all different for all of the, all the cabinet members. But our current acting Secretary of Labor is Julie Sue. I don't know if she's gonna eventually be confirmed or not, but if she does, she'll be number 30. But right now we have 29. Secretary of Health and Human Services, we have Xavier Becerra, who is a Democrat. Took over on the 18th of March. Secretary of Housing and Urban Development, we have Marcia Fudge, originally from here in Ohio, because she was a member of Congress for Ohio. On the 10th of March of 21. Secretary of Transportation, we have Pete Buttigieg, Democrat. He took over on Groundhog's Day of 21. Secretary of Energy, we have Jennifer Granholm, who came into office on the 25th of February of 21. Secretary of Education, we have Miguel Cardona on March 1st. Secretary of Veterans Affairs, we have Dennis McDowell on the 8th of February. And for Secretary of Homeland Security, who is kind of in a lot of hot water, according to House Republicans right now, well, even like months ago, Alejandro Mayorkas, who also was confirmed on Groundhog's Day of 21. And as always, we always throw in the Chief Justice in there just for fun, because, you know, why not? Current Chief Justice is number 17. He's independent John Roberts, who took office on the 29th of September, all the way back in 2005. So he's almost been in office for 20 years. Let's let that sink in. And speaking of the Supreme Court, we're now going to go over the Supreme Court justices, as in who they are, who appointed them, their confirmation vote, and when their terms started. Now, just real briefly, for Chief Justice John Roberts, he was appointed by George Bush Jr., you know, President Bush, you know, from 2001 to 2009. Yeah, that one. His confirmation vote was 78 to 22, and like how I said before, he started his term on the 29th of September, all the way back in 2005. Next up, we have Clarence Thomas, appointed by George Bush Sr., the one that most recently died. His confirmation vote was 52-48, confirmed on the 23rd of October back in 1991. Next up, Samuel Alito, appointed by Bush Jr., with a vote of 58-42, and he took over on the 31st of January back in 2006. Sonia Sotomayor, appointed by Barack Obama, with a confirmation vote of 68-31. She started her term on the 8th of August of 2009. Next up, Elena Kagan, appointed by Obama, with a vote of 63-37. She started her term on the 7th of August of 2010. And after her, we have Neil Gorsuch, appointed by Trump, with a vote of 54-45. And he started his term on the 10th of April of 2017. Next up, we have Brett Kavanaugh, appointed by Trump, with a vote of 50-48. He started his on the 8th of October of 2018. And then we have Amy Coney Barrett, who was also appointed by Trump, with a vote of 52-48. With a vote starting on the 27th of October of 2020. And the most recent member of the Supreme Court to be, well, added to the Supreme Court is Ketanji Brown Jackson, appointed by Joe Biden with a vote of 53 to 47, and she started her term on the 30th of June last year of 2022. So she's officially been in the Supreme Court for officially a little over a year now. So yeah, that's pretty much the current makeup of the federal government, of all three branches of the legislative, executive, and the judicial branch. If there's something that you want me to go over in a future series, potentially, let me know in the comments below. And I will definitely take your considerations into, well, your suggestions into consideration. I will not cover Congress, the president itself, or him or herself, or Chief Justice. Not gonna do it. But everything else is, well, you know, fair game. If you want me to go over, like, each, like, federal department head up until the current date, I will more likely probably do that. Maybe. But, I don't know. We'll see. That might be fun. I could go over, like, House speakers, president pro tempore of the Senate. There's a lot of things I could probably do with all of that information, but that's up to you. You, the viewer. Alright, thanks so much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you on Monday with our regularly scheduled programming. And, yeah, we'll see you next time.